State funding makes up the largest amount of money for Kansas schools, but the amount varies from year to year. We're going to explain. A report last year from the Kansas Center for Economic Growth shows about 53% of funding comes from the state. Another 35% comes from local governments, and only 12% comes from the federal level. And with so much funding from the state government, how much will this cost, and where will the state find the money? Well, our Cynthia Newsom is following that angle from Topeka tonight. Cynthia?
Well, some big numbers and fast timelines are being talked about tonight here in Topeka. One group is saying the state is going to have to cough up $129 million by July 1st. But that's all up for debate. And so is where to find more money for Kansas public schools.
I'm overall pleased with the case.
From the governor.
We believe today is a good day. The Kansas Supreme Court ruled in favor of Kansas public school children.
To the groups who sued the state. Everyone is singing the same chorus, supporting an equitable education for all children in Kansas public schools. But when it comes to how to pay for that equity, the two sides are on different pages. Kansas Senator Jeff King represents Southeast Kansas with a number of poor school districts.
I think the folks that are really suffering in Southeast Kansas are our property taxpayers, who have to have much higher mill levies to get the same amount of money per student.
Governor Brownback led the charge to get income tax cuts in Kansas. For him, cutting those tax cuts is not an option. In fact, he believes his tax cuts are the answer.
You really need to stimulate your growth overall taking place, and so far things have been producing above expectation, and we hope it'll continue, but we need to grow if we're going to address really these equity arguments that we have.
So if repealing tax breaks is off the table, there is talk of making local districts bear the financial burden, and that's a problem for some.
We believe that in many of our districts, they're already taxed very high. And if it's shifted to the local districts and they can't tax anymore, then what happens? We lose the quality of our education.
And so this weekend and bright and early Monday morning, the governor and state lawmakers are going to start figuring out exactly what equity looks like, how much it's going to cost, and how to pay for it. And state courts will be watching. In Topeka, Cynthia Newsom, 41 Action News.